Last time out, our indifferent form continued as we struggled against Cambridge United, having beaten Stevenage by 3-0. It was inexplicable, apart from the fact that against Cambridge United we're away from home, and today that doesn't bode well because we face Bradford City in the EFL Trophy Quarter Final, and then a League 2 match day 30. We'll need to be getting something out of that as well. Hello, it's a very warm welcome to episode number 74 of From the Bottom to the Top, as we try and take a National League South side, in this case Weymouth, from the bottom all the way up to the top. And this is our journey. My name's Mark, and on today's episode, as already mentioned, we will be playing Bradford City in the EFL Trophy Quarter Final. Can we get through to the semi-final? That is the question. And then we face Wycombe Wanderers at home in League 2 match day 30, as we try to get a gap at the top of the table, which having extremely difficulty with, at the moment. Why do I always get hiccups when I'm on camera? I don't know why it is. Really don't know what's going on. As we said in the last episode, it's all very, very wonky. And we'll focus in on that in just a moment. But don't forget, if you do enjoy today's episode, leave me that big thumbs up, subscribe, hit the notification button, leave me a comment. Let me know where you think I might be going wrong with this formation. Maybe we need to have a change of formation. I don't know. Let me know what you think. And of course, you can keep up to date with everything that's going on the channel by following me on X at JustOffsideFM, especially with FM25 around the corner. And we have some more shirt reveals coming up very, very soon, so watch out for that. Right, let's get into it then. Nothing's happened since you were last with us, so we did say we would have back-to-back episodes. Stevenage 3-0 win, and then that 0-0 draw against Cambridge United. Hardly any highlights. Let's hope for some highlights today, positive ones, I must say. And of course, that's what we really, really want. The one thing to say is that nothing else has happened as far as transfer news. We probably still need maybe a central defender. We are struggling around and about, albeit we do have defenders, just need the combination to be right at the back. I don't know, but we have a little bit of time down to the end of the transfer window, about a week or so, I think, is where we are at. So we'll see what happens on our way through this episode. Bradford City then, that's who we meet in the quarterfinal at the Bradford Stadium, the University of Bradford Stadium, should I say. We've played them 4 times this series, lost them 3 times, once at their place, once at our place. The other time that we lost to them was at Wembley in the National League playoff final. That was the first year that we didn't get out of the National League. And we have played them once in League 2. Ronan Darcy and Luca Fletcher, our scorers, Caden Rodney getting a consolation goal, as it turned out, for them on 89 minutes. Made us have a bit of squeaky bum for a while. Let's go and get a result if we can today, or let's hope we can. The semi-final, if we get through, will be played around about the 7th of March, so around about here somewhere, if it is played. So we'll see how that goes. Draw for that coming up if we get through tomorrow. So we'll work that one out when we get to it. That's it then. That's all set up. Let's go and have a look at the team that will face Bradford City in this EFL Trophy Quarter Final. And here is the team that faces Bradford City in this EFL Trophy Quarter Final. It's Hollingshead in goal. The good news is Armitage is back from his holidays. He's in alongside Olsen in that central of defence. Prescott is out on the left, so it's Prescott, Armitage and Olsen in our back line. It's Linton and Holman as the complete wing backs. Petit and Gasper are in between them. Abdul Malik gets a start on the left. Well, Jones plays on the right of the attacking midfield. Wakachoo is up front, and then on the bench, it's House, Candlish, Silcott, Dewberry, Grante, Brayley, Darcy, and Fletcher. Two new recruits are not appearing today. Byron because he's cup tied, and Whittingham, I'm not sure why he's not in the side, to be fair. And here we are at the University of Bradford Stadium. They're playing a 4-3-3 with a defensive midfielder today. We are playing our usual formation. How long we'll be playing it for, I don't know. If we don't start getting results, maybe not for long. And we have a highlight from kickoff. Bradford getting us underway. And I'm hoping it's not bad news. Petit cuts that one out. Back to Armitage. Back in that centre of defence today. Prescott out to Linton. Linton fires one looking for Wakachoo. Wakachoo heads it down. Abdul Malik. Abdul Malik. And it's gone over the top. It's gone for a corner, in fact. Abdul Malik had that on target. Linton with an in-swinger. Can we score from this? It's swung in near post. It's headed clear. Armitage decided not to jump for it. Abdul Malik goes out and gets it. It's still alive. They have a corner. Duncan swung in. It's not cleared. Our usual style. It's blocked though. And that was a bit better. But they still have it. And the highlight is still going, which is a bit of a worry. Need to stop him. He's going to cross this ball in. No, he's not. He's going to have to go back for it. Rodney. But Linton is there and clears it upfield. Brian Waugh. Sure, we've had him one of our saves before. Not that he's in the save today. That one over the top. Duncan is in. It's a good save from Hollingshead. And it's been a long highlight. Duncan this time with an outswinger. 7 minutes, nearly 8 on the clock. It's headed semi-clear. And Olsen gets a boot to that. And Jones wins it. We have a breakout here, boys and girls. Jones through to Wakachoo, but Wakachoo's just not got the right first touch on it. And unfortunately, it's not come to anything. This one over the top. Duncan brings it down nicely. And Hollingshead, it come off his shoulder, actually. Holman with the ball. 20 minutes on the clock. Holman gives that away. I'm not quite sure why he gave it away, but he did. And they come through. Young through this midfield. Nobody there. What's going on? Poynton, cross it in. Oh, it's gone in. Siri just steered that past Hollingshead. And 21 minutes on the clock. They do take the lead. It was all too easy. Through that midfield. Nobody there, really. And I'm questioning what's going on in our midfield there. And, of course, Hollingshead thought he was going to go near post. Steered it past him the other way. They have a free kick, 44 minutes on the clock. Hollingshead directing his thing. Oh, it's come back off the woodwork and luckily cleared. We have a free kick now, 45. We're in the second minute of added time. This will be the last play, I think. Wakachoo, Linton. Linton chips that ball out to Abdul Malik. Abdul Malik, he's put it away. It's his second goal of the season, and that's why I put him on. We're equal at half time. In the second minute of one added on. And it worked well. Abdul Malik in space out the right. Created the space for himself. And beat Berry. Half-time has arrived. And it's pretty even Stevens at half-time. 6 shots, 4 on target for both. They've had a 0.86 and 62% of the possession. We've had 0.67 XG. And only 38% of the possession. We need more possession in that second half if we can get it. Corner for Bradford. And it's Solanke, the scorer. Didn't see that go in. And we go 2-1 behind on 49. Tom Solanke. He was one of the players that came on at half-time. Oh, and Hollingshead made a Horlicks of that. Should have called it. Another corner this time from the other side. Duncan lets it out. Oh, flashed wide. And with 62 minutes on the clock, making one change. That change we are making is we've taken off Jack Holman, who not having a good day as that right complete wing back. Silcott Dubry is on for him. And with 76 minutes on the clock, making two changes, we have taken off Luigi Gaspar, who is tiring, brought on Ethan Braley and James Jones on that right side. He's not had a bad day, but we've brought on Ronan Darcy just to see if he can change it up a little bit. And with nearly 85 minutes on the clock, making our final changes, Candlish is on for Linton. And our other change that we've made is Wakachu has come off up front. And we've brought on Luca Fletcher. Can he keep us in this tie? Alas, there was no more we could do. They shut us off in the end. And that Tom Solanke goal on 49 gives them the win. And he's actually come on and had a player of the match award, a 7.7, which doesn't say a lot about the rest of us. But we've lost once again, 9 shots, 6 on target, 1.14, 58% of the possession. We had 11 shots, only 4 which were on target, 1.22 and 42% of the possession. We're out of the EFL Trophy. Well, we have a golden opportunity, boys and girls, to finish this episode with a 4-point lead at the top of the table. And the reason behind that is Wigan have played and they have lost 3-2 to Cheltenham. And that is good news from our point of view. I think if we go into this screen, Accrington Stanley, of course, had played a game back at the weekend, played an extra game because they've been in the EFL Trophy as well. And they have played 31 games as well. So, yeah, as it stands, it's looking Doncaster going really well at the moment. They're not going to be an easy push or a pushover when we come to them. Just seem to have hit a rich vein of form. I wish we could. At the bottom of the table, Northampton losing again, this time to Halifax Town. So as it stands at the top, we do have that game in hand. The only other team that have played 30 games is Wimbledon. They are in 7th place. A lot of other teams have played 31. In fact, I think it's only us and Wimbledon that have played 30 games as it stands. So, yeah, that's where we're at. So when these games come round, we will still have a game in hand because everybody will play again. And technically, that we move forward with that game in hand. There's the game in hand against Wimbledon that will come up very, very soon. In fact, next week, by the looks of it. But for now, if we can win this game today, then I will say we could move 4 points. We can't, not until we played that game against Wimbledon. We technically, if Wigan lose again today and we can win, and then we've got a game in hand as well, that could be the beginning of a gap at the top of the table. So that's what we want to do. Just a couple of days, 3 days down to the game against Wycombe. We'll come back with any news just ahead of that game. No more news of any incomings at the moment as we get down near to the transfer deadline day. Here we are on Saturday. Transfer deadline is on Monday. So that's where we're going to. And, I think what we're going to do, bearing in mind the significance of the Wimbledon game, as we've already identified, that being the game in hand, depending on how we do today, of course, but that the game in hand, theoretically, I think it's a game that we should come back for. We can round up on the transfer window news for you as well. So Wycombe Wanderers then in today's game, we have a number of players that are out due to trial. Lorenzen Jones has come back off of his loan. He wasn't playing in the position that we sent him there to do, but he's not done too bad, but he's come back and ended up with a gashed upper leg in training. And Wakachu's been out with a tight groin, although he could be available for today. We'll see whether he is in a moment. We have played them twice, as we've already said, 2-1 and 2-1 in the EFL Trophy Southern section at the Bob Lucas last time out. Peters and Jones, the scorers. Ross Stewart giving them the lead after 5 minutes. Let's not give them anything today. Another result like we did against Stevenage would be rather splendid if that's what we can go out and do. Let's go and have a look at the team then that will face Wycombe Wanderers in match day 30 of League 2. And here is the team that faces Wycombe Wanderers in this Sky Bet League 2 match day 30. Hollingshead in goal. Armitage, Grante and Olsen are defensive line. Candlish and Silcott Dewberry are the wide complete wing backs. Gasper and Braley between them. Whittingham makes a start on the left. Darcy starting on the right. James Jones is up front. And on the bench today, it's Bradhouse, Linton, Ransom, Holman, Byron, Abdul Malik and Luca Fletcher. And here we are back at the Bob Lucas and playing our usual formation. Wycombe Wanderers come a visiting. They're playing a 4-2-3-1 today. We are currently top on 63. Wycombe are fourth on 56. Not going to be an easy task. And for the second game running, we have a highlight from kickoff. I'm just checking to make sure we haven't set this wrong. No, it's still on key highlights. But this time we have the kickoff. Whittingham to Armitage. Armitage out to Candlish. Jones back to Candlish. Candlish inside. Whittingham, he's been tackled in the area. Nothing given, but we're still alive. Braley out to Silcott Dewberry. Silcott Dewberry, get this into the area. He has. Defended well, though. Olsen. Gasper. Oh, and a save by the goalkeeper. It was going in. It was drilled low and fine, but put wide. Braley then to Darcy. Darcy chips this one in. Headed clear. Silcott Dewberry will go out for it. 21 minutes on the clock. They have a free kick. McCarthy over the ball. Is he going to go direct? Is he going to chip this in? No, it's going to be a well-worked free kick. And it's Toby Collier, the scorer on 22. And we're going to have to come from behind. Again, we need to win this match. Hollingshead not getting anywhere near it. Still got Dewberry, 33 on the clock. To Darcy, Olsen, Armitage, Gasper, Garante, out to Candlish. Candlish finds Whittingham. Whittingham into Jones. Jones! It's gone for a corner. Not sure. I didn't think for a minute it had, but it definitely did. Braley with this corner. Can we get something from this? Yes, we can. Will Armitage is back. 5th goal of the season, and we're level on 34. Oh. I'm not sure I can take much more of this, boys and girls. Armitage gets up, in off the post. Half-time arrives. 1-1 at half-time then. 7 shots, 4 on target. 0.44 and 39% of the possession. They've had 3 shots, 2 on target. 0.20 and 61% of the possession. Okay. We need to be a bit better in the second half. With 62 minutes on the clock, nearly 63, making 2 changes. Matt Whittingham, he's off. Abdul Malik is on. And in midfield for the tiring Luigi Gasper, we have replaced him with Jordan Byron. With 75 minutes on the clock, making 2 more changes. We have taken off Luigi. No, we haven't taken off Luigi Gaspar at all. We have taken off Ethan Braley, brought on Harry Ramsden in midfield. And the other change that we've made is that we have taken off James Jones and brought on Luca Fletcher. We have a corner, 78 minutes, nearly 79 on the clock. It's gone in. Will Armitage gets his 2nd of the game. His 7th goal of the season. And we get a 2-1 lead on 79 minutes. Whoa, boys and girls, we're riding a real roller coaster here. Candlish with the corner, and it was headed down by Ransom, put into the back of the net, and Armitage. And as we are in the first minute of 4 added on, we're making our final change. Jack Holman is on, and Silcott Dubry, who is very tired, has come off. And we managed to shut the game down. Those 2 goals by Will Armitage, giving us a win, an unlikely win when Toby Collier looked and scored after 22. But we did keep them very much in their box in that second half. I think they were 3-2 at half time. They had 1 shot in that second half, and we closed them down quite a bit. We ended up with 12 shots, 7 on target, 1.20 and 44% of the possession. I'm quite happy with that. We did what we needed to do. We've still not looked absolutely fantastic, but well, we were so glad that Will Armitage was back. 2 goals from him, an 8.9 player of the match. How does that leave us in the table with a game in hand? And with a full programme of games played, this is how it is looking. Accrington Stanley beating Morecambe by 3-1, closing the gap on Wigan. Wigan playing Northampton, bottom of the league side, and we expect them to win. They did so, a 2-0 win, but it does mean that if we were to win that game in hand against AFC Wimbledon, the gap would be back to 4 points, and then it's up to us, I guess, from there on in, having got that 2-1 win against Wycombe. Bradford City beating Swindon Town by 2-1. Shrewsbury, they were 3-1 winners over Wimbledon in that game today. They are up into 4th place on 58, overtaking Gillingham. Gillingham, 3-2 winners against Crawley Town, but I think goal difference takes Shrewsbury ahead of them. Wycombe dropped down to 6th on the basis that they lost to us today on 56 points. As I said, Bradford City moving up into 7th into the playoff places. They will be happy with that. With that 2-1 win against Swindon. Cambridge United moving up into 8th. A 3-0 winner against Newport County. Wimbledon dropped down to 9th. Crewe are up into 10th, and Doncaster are 11th. We are top on 66. Wigan 2nd on 65. Accrington Stanley 3rd on 63. Then there's a 5-point gap down to Shrewsbury and Gillingham on 58. Wycombe on 56. Bradford on 53. Then Cambridge and Wimbledon just outside on 52 points. Ourselves and Wimbledon have a game in hand, which means, as I say, 4-point gap. If we can win that game in hand down the bottom, Northampton are now 17 points adrift of Newport County, and Morecambe are some 16 points adrift of them. So Northampton definitely look like goners at this stage of the proceedings, and then there's a cluster of teams in that bottom echelons. Cheltenham, Swindon, Newport and Morecambe look like candidates to go down with them. As I said, we're going to come straight back. 2 reasons is, one, it's straight after the transfer window. We'll see if there's been any other movement, ins or outs, and we will then have that game in hand against Wimbledon. Will let us know how we're sat going into that. It is at Wimbledon, which is the Cherry Red Record Stadium. We'll see how we go. And then it's a game against 11th place Doncaster in that, and then we'll go down to the end of February, Tranmere and Cheltenham. We'll have a little bit of a gap then, as we've had back-to-back episodes. Well, I hope you've enjoyed today's episode and that you will join me for the next one to see whether we can win that game in hand and open a little bit of a gap. Oh, boys and girls, if only we'd won all the games. I mean, I suppose we haven't lost in the league for a little bit, but if we'd beaten Cambridge United, we would have been looking at a 7-point gap technically at the top of the league by now, and that would have been rather splendid if I say so myself. But if you have enjoyed today's episode, leave me that big thumbs up, subscribe, hit the notification button, leave me a comment, let me know what you think, and don't forget, by hitting the notification button, it keeps you up to date with all future episodes of Bottom to the Top and our other series Going Dutch as they are released. New episodes of Bottom to the Top released every Tuesday and Friday, 4:15 p.m. And the best way of keeping up to date with what's happening on this channel is to follow me on X at JustOffside2. Thank you for watching. Hope to see you for the next episode. It's going to be the game in hand and hopefully a win over Doncaster, which might set us on the right foot as we approach the end of the season. Is there any more incomings on the transfer window? Join me Friday and find out for episode 75. Till then, goodbye.